Welcome, everybody, to the LIPSEY'S Aim Higher podcast. Across from me, Jason Klossner, I'm Rob Abruzino. We have a second-time special guest, sales manager from Christensen Arms, Javalan Redd. Javalan, welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm appreciative to be here. You guys still have humidity. Oh, my God. I don't know how you deal with
it.
But
a little rough today.
Yeah. Coming from sticky. Utah, I'm not used to it, but no, I'm happy to be here.
You were just talking about the snow's starting to melt. We're done landscaping.
Now the people are melting in Louisiana.
We got weed and feed down, and I'm just cut my grass for the third time already.
And we have to work on our sprinkler systems coming up, which you guys don't have too much of a problem with that.
That's right. So you were here it's been about a year, huh?
Yeah, it's been about a year since I've done this, I bet you.
What's new since then? What have you been doing for fun? You've been any good trips, hunting trips? I heard about something.
Yeah, I did. I actually went with my wife to a place called Namibia in Africa, and it was.
I've heard of it. I probably couldn't find it on the map, but I have heard of it.
Oh, it was so much fun. I went with an outfitter over there. I'm pretty good friends with Omoyevi Outfitting, and I shot 10 animals. My wife shot an animal, and it was so much fun. We actually hunted right up by the Capri Strip.
Okay.
And we had a lot of fun. I'm looking to go back in September of this year.
Wow.
As well, so it should be a lot of fun. It was good times.
What was your favorite thing to hunt?
You know, the coolest animal I killed over there, I thought, was probably the Gemsbuck and the red hartebeest.
Wow.
I really like both those animals. I mainly did plains game. When I go back in September, I'm going to do Cape buffalo.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun. I shot the Ridgeline 300 Win Mag. That's what we used over there.
There you go.
We shot the dog out of it, so it was fun.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Can you top that, Jason?
No. No. I shot a couple deer this year. Sounds exciting, no?
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you back. And as you were here last time, you had some new stuff. And, of course, this year we've got some new stuff to talk about. So I'll kind of kick this over to you guys a little bit. I know you've been here all day. I haven't had a chance to really visit with you too much. So, but we were just chatting briefly about some new things happening with Christian. So, Jason, I'll let you kick it off. So what do we want to kind of dive into here first?
Well, they had some really neat new offerings that you guys introduced, and I think the new FFT series of rifles is really the one that got my attention. Anytime you can cut a lot of weight off of a rifle and not increase the price a whole lot, it definitely
let's hear about that.
Spurs some interest.
So, Jason brings up a great point. Cutting weight off of a rifle, which is giant. I mean, everybody knows in the hunting industry, when you're backpacking or even just a hunter in general, you want to cut as much weight as possible.
Sure.
So at SHOT Show this year, we introduced what we call our FFT Series, which stands for Flash Forged Technology. It's a new way at Christensen Arms that through advanced technology that Jason Christensen and his team has now set up the ability to build stocks. So a couple of things with that. Number one is the way to build these stocks is the same. It's repetitive every time, again and again and again. You get the same result every single time, so it's a lot more efficient. It's very, very efficient. It's from recyclable carbon fiber that is used to build these FFT stocks, and it shaves off anywhere between about 12 to 16 ounces.
Wow,
that's huge.
Jeez.
I mean, that's giant.
Yeah.
On each rifle, and it's very durable. Lifetime warranty on these stocks. Also, keep in mind that on our FFT line, both the Mesa and the Ridgeline FFT lines, you're going to start to see some shorter barrel lengths with each of our firearms. So not only are you bringing in a lighter stock that is very durable, very, can withstand about anything, you're also bringing in shorter barrel lengths.
Why the shorter barrel length? Is it also a weight? You're trying to make a more compact, lightweight rifle?
It's a great question. So a couple of things. One, the need for long barrels is slowly dissipating. You don't need the long barrels. You don't need the long barrels to be accurate and to stay, with a tight group. We're seeing more and more of the demand for 20 and 22-inch barrels. That's what we're seeing the demand for. So you're going to see a lot more on this FFT line, 20 and 22-inch barrels. You'll even see some in the 18-inch barrels, okay? And what we're seeing is that also helps with the reduction of weight. Mm-hmm. But you're also seeing, another way to answer your question is a lot more people are wanting to suppress their firearms.
Right, right.
That allows for them to be able to be suppressed and not be so long that they're hard to work with.
Yeah, I think that's the big driver on the short barrels. I was hunting with a Ridgeline Titanium this year. It was a 22-inch barrel, 6.5 PRC, and with my suppressor on there, it was about 30 inches overall length, which is not bad in the open country, but you start getting in the tighter woods or in a blind or something like that, it gets and that's not a super long barrel. So really an 18 to 20 inch is pretty ideal suppressed. Another thing too is, the days of needing super high velocity to account for bullet drop because you're using a holdover technique or maximum point blank type sight ends. The days with the dialing scopes and range finding reticles and all this kind of stuff, you really, if your gun is shooting 100 feet per second slower, you just click it up 1 more mil or whatever, and you're good. You don't have to worry about trying to hold over the back of the animal at 300 or 400 yards anymore. So I think shorter barrels that trend's going to stay.
Oh, I think so as well. I think you're going to see more and more of it throughout the Calibre offerings as well, especially with Christensen Arms. I can tell you that right now.
So the FFT, that's going to be another version, I guess, of what, the Mesa, the Ridgeline.
So so you're going to see the FFT series in the Ridgeline first, which we're hoping for May. May is going to be the starting shipments of those, and then the Mesa is going to follow in June. It's going to follow suit in June. So you're going to see the Ridgeline first, and then you'll see the Mesa, and all of them are going to be in shorter barrel lengths. We've had a huge demand for it, and like Jason was saying, you're going to see more and more of that all the time. I mean, we're seeing a decrease in velocity with decrease in barrel length, but for accuracy, and our tests at Christensen Arms has not changed a bit.
You guys Christensen has been very aggressive in this lightweight market with the barrels, starting with the barrels and now the stocks and this technology. I mean, it's you've been very aggressive.
And the actions with going to titanium on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing we've learned at Christensen Arms, I've been here for 12 years, and I've learned over 12 years, you can't stop. You constantly have to be looking for that next thing, right? You've got to stay with the trends to the best of your ability. That's why we're changing our barrel lengths. That's why we're going to. The other thing you'll notice on the FFTs is you'll notice we have a little bit different paint job on the FFT. So it's not, we've kind of stuck with, we've always had our kind of solid colors with our, kind of our spec on there.
Yeah.
You'll notice on these FFTs, it's almost kind of has like a sponge look to it a little bit.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it.
Yeah.
I saw pictures. Is that what we were looking at the other day, Chris? Yeah. It's off camera.
So you're going to see.
But no, they looked really cool. Yeah, really cool.
A little bit different of a paint job, just kind of bringing something new to the table. You'll see that with this. And the hope is that the FFT launches into multiple different SKUs and lines throughout Christensen Arms. But
so it's really the technology or material or application really can be applied to a multitude of your products. It's
absolutely
not
absolutely, and just keep this in mind: is Christensen Arms is not going to stop. We're going to continue to look what we need to do better and improve, bring out more to the table. It's never going to stop. Jason is consumed with doing better and doing more all the time.
Well, it's working. I mean, I remember when I saw the spec sheets on the new FFTs, I'm like, man, 5.2 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's only the FFT guns are maybe $200 more than a regular Ridgeline. I mean, kind of the old golden rule in the late weight world was about $100 an ounce to cut weight on something. People were knocking $800 or 8 ounces off of a stock, and it was costing about $800 for the stock. So if you can get 16 ounces for $200, that's a steal.
And go ahead.
I was just going to say, and in the hunting world, man, ounces are vital, right?
Yeah.
That's what, when you have ounces and you think about a hunt that you're doing, I've hunted, dull sheep before, and I've hunted a few other things where I've needed to really focus on weight. Ounces are vital. You'll literally weigh your stuff before you go out. And that's a dream come true for a lot of guys. I think the FFT is going to be powerful. I think they're going to like it, and it's still going to offer you a lightweight, accurate rifle, but it's not. You're not going to lose anything by going to it.
What's your shortest barrel length now on this new FFT, on these new FFT models?
It's going to be right at about 18. Wow. Right about 18 inches. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. So you're right. Even with the suppressor, that still stays nice and compact.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Because now, a lot of the suppressors now are between 6 and 8 inches or so.
Yeah.
So you take an 18-inch barrel, put a 6-inch suppressor on it. It's about like a normal 24-inch barrel gun. So that's not bad, and it doesn't change the balance point of the gun when you carry it. sometimes it's not always about the weight. It's just about the balance, because you put an extra 16 ounces on the end of your gun, and all of a sudden it's wanting to flop over. It's just not comfortable.
Yeah, it gets end heavy.
Yeah. And so that's exciting. I'll tell you another new line. It's kind of not as new, but they've been out a little bit, is the new Scout Series.
Yes.
Tell us about this a little bit.
So the new Scout Series is, we were going to call it the truck gun, but it didn't sound quite politically correct. So we call it the Scout Series. And what it is, it's a collection of 4 calibers that are shipping right now. So we've got the 223, we've got the 308, we've got the 300 Blackout, we've got the 6.5 Creed. The 6mm mark is going to ship here shortly. We're hoping within the next 30 days that starts to ship, but there's 4 calibers shipping. And what it is, it's based on a 16-inch barrel. They all run with the DBM. They'll run with the drop box magazine. And the point of that gun is a gun that you literally, ride around with it in your truck, your razor, your farm machine, or whatever it is. But even at 16 inches, I can tell you, we went to the range with that in the Creedmoor. 600, 700, 800 yards, 900 yards is 100% doable. Absolutely. There's no question asked. It ships with a very easily removable flash suppressor that can come right off. I mean, it's built to be suppressed. Right? It's built to be suppressed.
Yeah.
The unique thing on that Scout is, it's got a unique paint job. It's tan with black, so it's a little bit different than the standard ridgelines that you see. The other thing is it has that flat trigger. If you've, everybody's seen those on the MPRs.
Yeah,
sure.
It has that flat trigger. So it's got a couple of things that are really, really neat. But it just offers, that was kind of our, not our first step, but kind of our really kind of lunging into the short barrels. Was when we did that, it took like wildfire. So now it's, we're moving forward, and we're not holding back.
We're seeing it in our sales too, that the shorter barrel stuff is tending to trend up as compared to the traditional 26-inch Magnums and 24-inch standard caliber offerings are definitely not as brisk selling as they used to be. I think then you still got like your 28 nozzlers and your 300 PRCs. Guys are still the ones who just want maximum performance. I think are still applicable, but in a Creedmoor or 308 or something like that, the long barrels are really not as popular.
Is it the punch of the ammo now? Does that have a lot to do with it?
I don't think it's that. I think it's just that ballistically, you don't really gain a whole lot, especially with the powder capacity. You take these cartridges like 308 and Creedmoor that you're only putting about 45 grains of powder in anyways as an average. It gets to a point to where you're just diminishing returns. You're not really gaining a whole lot per inch. We did some testing with some different barrel lengths that I know we're going to do a future podcast and video series on with some different barrel lengths and performance-wise. But with those, which are kind of your typical efficient cartridges, your Creedmoor 308, 708, that kind of stuff, you just don't lose a whole lot per inch. So it gets to be to where, is it worth having a 24-inch barrel to gain 80 feet per second, or having a handy 20-inch barrel that you can put a can on? Diminishing return. Yeah, it's a pros and cons deal. Now, obviously, you get into the overbore type cartridges, 28 nozzler, stuff like that. Yes, you're gonna lose more per inch. But keep in mind, even a 22-inch 28 nozzler is still going to outperform any standard 7 rim mag.
It is.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, is it obnoxious to shoot? Yes, but if you got a suppressor on it, it's not bad. Yeah. So we've got an exclusive here on the table, and I don't want to put the cart before the horse. We've got great exclusives from Christensen Arms, several calibers, several barrel lengths, and as Jason mentioned, just to tease a future episode, we've been at the range with these, and we're doing some velocity testing on them, which is going to be fun to kind of compare. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but now these FFT rifles, might there be an exclusive in the mix sometime in the future? We don't want to trump these, but because these are great guns, these are fantastic guns. But well, I'm sure that will be a discussion that we can talk about and we can discuss without a doubt. One thing to talk about real quick on these exclusives with you guys with LIPSEY'S is, man, have they been successful? My gosh, they have taken off. Yeah, they have done well. I mean, you're in stock in every single category that you guys carry in them, man. There's not many things we can say that exclusive wise that we're in stock across the board, but as of today, we are in stock on all of our exclusive Christensens.
And you've just done a few things with it. The color is awesome. You know, we just basically swapped the color, right? You know, our main ridgeline's black with gray. You guys swapped
more LIPSEY'S gray though, so it was the right thing to do.
More LIPSEY'S gray, and I'll tell you, the thing that always catches me with this is how you guys did the bottom metal, how you just did the logo. It's just awesome. I mean,
it looks good. It's such a cool logo. It's
really
kind of a shame not to do it. But you know, I'll tell you, a lot of the feedback, because I get all the feedback from the consumers, but a lot of the good feedback that we've had is they really like it, that it comes with the oversized bolt handle.
Yeah,
because that's one thing that a lot of guys want to change. But where we really got a lot of interest was in doing that 1-in-8 twist 28 nozzler.
So we have mesas and ridgelines both, and we've got 4 calibers in each.
You got 4 or 5.
You
got 4 or 5 calibers.
In the ridgeline, we have a little bit more. But you know, we did the standard twist rate in the 28 nozzler is 1-in-9, but we did a 1-in-8.
1-in-8.
So the guys that are shooting 180 grain burgers and stuff like that, man, they love that rifle.
Yeah.
We also did some different barrel lengths in the standard caliber. So we did, like in 300 Win Mag, we did a 24 inch. 308, we did a 22 inch.
22 inch.
And then this gun here, which is my favorite, it's a 20 inch 6.5 PRC.
Yep.
Which is a sweetheart of a gun. That, you know, 20 inch, you think, oh man, PRC, that might be a little short too. It's not.
Yeah.
A little. I'll give a little teaser for the future episode that we do. But a 20 inch PRC is still outperforming a 24 inch Creedmoor by a good margin.
Wow.
So, and you get the benefits of the short barrel.
Yeah.
Awesome accuracy, easy to suppress. That's an outstanding combination.
Yeah, we've literally got one for whatever your shooting style or shooting type is, lengths and calibers. I know I'm trying to visualize the website right now. There's a couple rows of them, but it's been fantastic. I mean, you guys have done a great job on this and keeping us fed as well.
Oh yeah, it's been that exclusive with you guys has been the most successful that we have done at Christensen Arms. It's been terrific. I see them all over the nation. When I go and visit gun stores or wherever I'm at, I generally will see a LIPSEY'S exclusive somewhere on somebody's shelf all the time.
Good to hear.
Very good.
Javalan, what are the top calibers cartridges you're chambering this last year?
You know, great question. I'll tell you, from looking over the last 14 to 16 months, we kind of have 5 calibers that really stick out. So 300 Win Mag's been number 1. It's still number 1, 300 Win Mag, and then next you're probably going to be right there with about that 6.5 Creedmoor, and then it's probably going to go 6.5 PRC, then it goes 300 PRC, and then 28 Nosler. Those are the top 5 calibers that we're dealing with right now. You know, depending on ammo availability, I could really see the 300 PRC almost come up quite a bit, just because a lot of people want that. It's a really good gun in the West. There's just the availability of ammo.
I think that's been the biggest hamstring on the 300, and honestly probably the 6.5 PRC too.
Yeah.
It's just that ammunition is
Availability.
Well, you can get it, but the prices have been pretty outrageous.
Yeah, but those are our top 5 selling calibers. Now, something to keep in mind is when you look at the MPR, our MPR top selling caliber in the last 14, 16 months has actually been a 338 Lapua.
Oh, wow.
That's been our best-selling caliber as of lately. Has been the 338 Lapua. But top 5 overall.
I got to shoot one of those. Actually, Jason and I did recently at the CMP the POMA event, CMP Talladega. The MPR.
Yeah,
man.
They had one out there. Leupold had one. They had a Creedmoor and MPR. That guy,
I was even ringing steel at like 600 and whatever.
It was like 680 yards.
Yeah, and I was knocking them dead. I was like, I just want to take the whole rig home. It was great. It was a great setup. Oops.
Yeah, that gun made it pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was. That thing was a pleasure to shoot. It was nice.
Yeah, but those top selling calibers. I think once we're gonna all hope that ammo becomes available in the PRCs. I think you might see a few changes there.
Feel like we had this conversation a year ago.
Yeah, I feel like we had that. But I can tell you right now, 300 Win Mag is number 1 by quite a ways. It's definitely number 1. Then you go to the Creed and PR. The 265 are about neck and neck.
Yeah.
And then you go to the 300 PRC and 28 Nozzler kind of brings up. But those are the top 5 selling calibers that we're dealing with right now.
Are we seeing are we seeing just a tiny decline in the Creedmoor and the PRC is sort of elevating now? Is that
I tell you
starting to level the playing field, I guess?
We feel that if PRC ammo was available, I think you'd see 6.5 and 300 PRC right there with the 300 Win Mag. Just bang, bang, bang. They'd be literally right there.
Yeah.
I really believe that they would. I mean, the 6.5 PRC, like Jason was saying, like this gun right here in front of us, that can do about anything in North America.
Yeah.
It really can. I mean, there's a few animals, but for the most part, you can do anything you want with that gun right there.
Right.
Yeah. The Creedmoor, it seems like now it's the current fun cartridge to bash. You're bad about that. No, totally unfounded.
That's our standing joke.
He's just mad because I got him on a 308 years ago, and then we did this favorites episode about 6 months ago, and I revealed to him that I'm no longer the fan of 308, and I'm a 6.5 Creedmoor, and now he's all butthurt. So
that's all right. That was me talking my buddy into getting a 40 cal handgun about 8 years ago.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, this is the hot cartridge. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. No, but I think the Creedmoor, it still sells really well for us. Because one, I think there's probably been more factory ammo available for it in the last 6 months than just about anything. Mm-hmm. But also too, it's an easy button for a guy who wants to get a high performance rifle that he knows he can get accurate ammunition for. If you don't hand load, the Creedmoor is a super easy button. And I would say the PRCs are too, if you can find it, just because those Hornady rounds are just built around precision, and these rifles in combination with those can make even an average shooter look pretty good.
Yeah.
Why
are you looking at me?
Well, you probably could use some help, Rob. But I tell you, I have personally shot. I've got 4 Christensen rifles. Probably 6 or 7 guys at our hunting camp have those guns, and between Dale and I, we have shot quite a bit of those guns. I've never shot one in 6.5 Creedmoor that was not an absolute tack driving rifle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unbelievably. I mean, and honestly, none of the Christensen rifles that we shot have shot over an inch. I mean, they've just all are great shooting rifles. But the Creedmoor, especially, and it's really not even ammo dependent. We put the cheap stuff in it. You can put the premium. It doesn't matter.
It is a great caliber to shoot. It's I think that's what the MPR rifles we shot
were
6.5 Creed, and it's fun. It's really fun. I mean, there's very little recoil. I mean, they're just dead accurate. Like you said, even an average Joe like me can pull off a pretty good shot. So
absolutely. The Creedmoor still. I mean, we still sell a lot of Creedmoors.
Right.
And you know what? There's a lot of hunting done with Creedmoor still. A ton. There's a ton of hunting done with Creedmoors. I mean, that's what my boys shoot. We're getting in kind of the PRC game right now, but I mean, we still shoot a ton of Creedmoor.
I'm interested to see how it plays out, to see how maybe faddish it is or was, just because the PRC seems to have risen very quickly. As quickly as the Creedmoor rose, really.
Yeah, and people forget the Creedmoor has been a phenomenon the last 5-6 years, but the first 5 years of its life, it sat in obscurity. Nobody cared.
Oh, yeah. Nobody even knew what it was.
But the PRC had that momentum from the get-go. The one thing I can say, because this is the first year I've used a PRC a good bit, and I will say this, it really does not offer a whole lot more recoil. I mean, it's a little snappier, but not bad. But my Ridgeline PRC is a Ridgeline tie, so it's a titanium action. My whole gun, all up with scope and everything, only weighs like 6.25 pounds. So it's light as can be.
Yeah.
But it's super, super soft shooting for what it is. So the 6.5 PRC, the great appeal of it to me is it does give you that round that you could shoot some bigger stuff or shoot further with confidence, and yet it doesn't beat you up. Yeah. You can shoot it all day. 300 Win Mag, you shoot it 6, 7, 8 times, you're probably like, all right, I need to take a little break. Let me walk away from it. 28 nozzler, I need to walk away from it. But I can shoot that PRC all day.
Yeah.
Very little felt recoil.
Yeah, that's great. What else? What else we got? What else we want to talk about here? You got anything?
So with the NPR, if you guys recall, the NPR came out with new looking hardware on it.
Oh.
So the handguard.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
it really is.
The handguard is the FFT style, as well as the cheek rise, the cheek piece. It doesn't really change the weight on the NPR at all. It's just a different look. One thing we've realized at Christensen Arms, the NPR getting the new look, and then also keep in mind the NPR now has a new color. We added a third color, which is tungsten. So we added that third color to it.
I don't know if I've seen that up close.
Yeah, there was one downstairs that we were going through today. It's a third color that we've had.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about the colors at Christensen Arms, we've always kind of been standard with kind of 3 colors, right? You've got your, your standard black, and then we've got our desert brown or our burnt bronze, but then we have tungstens. We've kind of always had 3 colors.
Next to the LIPSEY'S exclusive,
Yeah.
of course. My favorite color, I love the green and bronze
Yeah.
combo. I love that combo.
Yeah.
I really do. It's just,
I think 3 of my my ridge lines are in that green bronze.
yeah, it's
They're
just,
good.
it's unique and it's just cool.
It's just a good color. It's really
Yeah.
stuck with us for a long time. But, we've come out with a new FFT look on the MPR, just kind of give it a new taste. It's also part of, the new technology that we're doing there at Christensen Arms. And it's going to be a part of us going forward. You're going to see changes. You're going to see things coming new often. And we're going to be smart about it. We're going to be strategic. We're going to do our best to launch them at the right time, ship them at the right time, do our very best to understand the market, to understand where we need to be, where's hot, where's not, and we're going to do our best at that.
Yeah, and you guys have done a great job. I know you've done some different products, but these bolt actions are just, you guys are really leading the charge. I mean, honestly, it's very innovative, the stuff that's happening right now.
Yep. I mean, something Jason Christensen has always said his whole life, and I hope I'm saying it right, is
better.
Is wherever our price point is in the market. Like, for example, just take the Ridgeline, right? So the Ridgeline's price point are right around about that $2,000, a little over $2,000 area. He wants to be the best in that area. So if it's at $1,800, if it's at $3,200,
Yeah.
he wants to have the best offering in that area.
Yeah.
He wants to have the most pluses, right? The best offering. Friends sell friends guns. There's no doubt about it. So
Sure.
we want friends saying, hey, this is what you need to go get. If you're in this market at this price, this is the gun to have. We want to own that niche. We want to own what's going on right there.
Yeah.
And Jason's always kind of preached that is wherever we're at, we want to be the best at it. We want to be the best at it. And I feel that we've done a pretty good job. I mean, you guys have been a giant help with it. I mean, let's face it, LIPSEY'S has helped us a ton. There's no doubt about it. LIPSEY'S has been vital in our successes over the last couple of years. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
It's
there's
good
no way
to
to
hear.
argue.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a great partnership. So,
Well, for people that are thinking about getting into that, there's no other brand that I know of that offers as many caliber options, finish options, barrel length options, weight options
yeah,
than Christensen does.
yeah,
The catalog is broad. So
Yeah.
if there's probably not much you couldn't have a hankering for that you can't find somewhere in your catalog. So take advantage of that. There's not many companies that are willing to chamber the same cartridge in 3 or 4 different barrel lengths.
Yeah.
So that's something that I think that gives you guys a leg up. And so for you guys out listening or watching, if you're wanting to upgrade your hunting rifle or you're getting into it and you're thinking about you're trying to get the absolute best value for your money, Christensen Arms is a place to look.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a pleasure again having you here. I'm so glad you're back on tour this year, and we got this this stuff coming out, this new stuff that we're carrying. We've got our exclusives, of course, and I'll tell you what, if you want to find out more, you can check out LIPSEY'sGuns.com. You can find us at LIPSEY'S Gun on all the social media outlets. But Javalan, thank you, man.
Hey,
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you very much.
You got it. And
Been awesome.
Yeah, Jason. So till next time, aim higher.